First, I'd like to say thanks for inviting me to be part of this. And I would like to thank my friend Billy and the City Alliance team for inviting us. And also to say thanks to the host country, Ghana, which I refer to as my second home, for hosting this program. When you talk about job creation, and you talk about slum upgrading, and you talk about cultural diversity, and you go on and on, one thing I've learned from being a mayor, you have to be able to adjust to the situation that you find yourself in. When Ebola struck in Liberia, we had to change everything. We had to stop all development plans to focus on it, and we learned a lot of lessons from the Ebola. And so when you look at the fact that we had to work with the communities to get rid of Ebola, it was not the government, it was not the parliamentarians, the ministers. We had to go to the grassroots people and ask them, what do you need to help us get rid of Ebola? And that taught me as a mayor a serious lesson. If you want to help people in the city and you want to be successful in bringing about change, you have to work with the communities first. And I heard Julian talk about the fact that the forum brought about change, where we started having dialogue. Yes, when City Alliance came to Liberia, we brought together people from different backgrounds. We brought slum dwellers, we brought petty traders, we brought high officials, all were in one room where we could sit and discuss what we wanted from the City Alliance program. They had their pillows that they wanted to start with, but they were good enough to listen to us, and I think they went from 5 pillows to 3 pillows. So it shows that City Alliance will listen to the people for whom they're taking these programs to, and I'm very impressed with that. Instead of a bunch of representatives sitting in a room and deciding, we got together and we made the decision with City Alliance how these programs will work for Liberia. And talking about youth unemployment, we have a population in Liberia of about 1.5 million in the city of Monrovia, out of a total population in the country of about 4.5. So you can see how populated Monrovia is. Of that, we have 60% youth. Of that 60% youthful population, we have about 85% of them unemployed. And when you look at those who are unemployed, about 50% of the population in Liberia live in informal settlements, which you might call slum in some areas, but we've learned that our slums in Liberia are not as bad as some of the slums in other countries, because whenever international guests come to Monrovia, I like to take them to what we call our informal settlement, the slums, and let them see it, and they say, oh, this is not as bad as we thought. But for us, it's becoming a problem when you don't have employment for those youths in those communities. So, we have to look at City Alliance program in Liberia for what it will bring to us, and we want to maximize the benefits of that program in terms of the fact that you have to look at the natural environment, you have to look at the cultural changes, differences, and City Alliance has done a good job of that in Liberia. So we are starting a program now, and we hope that the job creation, helping us to look at low-cost housing, improving the relationship we have with the petty traders, and also having some structural relationship with the slum dwellers. I think City Alliance program is going to bring a lot of good to the city of Monrovia and the country of Liberia. I thank you.